It wasn't long ago that James Gunn, now co-president of DC Studios, told everybody that he had friends who he worked with in Guardians of the Galaxy over at the MCU, and how he definitely planned on having conversations with them to join him over at DC. Well, today, Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, has responded to that potential invite. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I'm your host, Chris, and DC has a very exciting future. Once we get past 2023, of course. This year, in 2023, we have 4 movies that will be releasing, some of which already have, with Shazam. But Aquaman is coming out, the Flash movie will be releasing, and Blue Beetle, all coming out as part of the DCEU, which we know is all but dead in the water. Once these movies come out, we will be transitioning over to the DC Universe, which new presidents James Gunn and Peter Safran will be 100% running without Warner Brothers or Discovery over their heads telling them what they can and can't do. So very excited for that rebirth. We've all been talking about wanting one for a very long time, but we're in this weird lag period where we still have movies coming out that people might not be as excited for because it's the end of it. Although Aquaman 2 will probably be pretty exciting and hopefully people will still go watch it. And the same with the Flash movie and even Blue Beetle. But the recent not success of Shazam, because it did not do very well in the box office and it hasn't received great critic scores, does indicate that maybe people are more excited for the future rather than saying goodbye to what we've had with the DCEU. With that being said, James Gunn has connections with a lot of actors over at Marvel who he considers family, and I'm not quoting directly, but basically said that we're going to have talks with them and see if any of them want to come over and join at DC. So anybody who was in Guardians of the Galaxy for the most part, and certainly the main cast, are going to have the opportunity to jump over to DC with James Gunn if that's something that they would like to do. We know Dave Bautista's pretty much done with the superhero storyline and even turned down the role of Bane. That was something we heard directly from him, that he was offered an opportunity to maybe play Bane in the DCU, and that was something he's turned down. But now we're hearing from Chris Pratt, and he's pretty excited for the prospect of joining the DCU. When asked about this, he said, "Oh my gosh, oh man, of course, I've spoken to him. I'm really happy for him with the developments in his career. I think DC is super lucky to have him in that position. It's hard for me to imagine a better person for that role. He just loves comics. He's so smart. He's such an auteur. We're obviously super, super pumped for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Volume 3 to come out. It's truly a masterpiece." He goes on and says a little bit more. "As far as DC characters pan, I don't know. I will let the fans tell me what they would want me to do. I don't have anything official to announce. I haven't spoken to James Gunn in any capacity to where he's offered me anything like that. But listen, I love the guy. He's one of my best friends. I totally believe in him, and if he calls me, I am answering." First things first, for those of you who didn't know what an auteur is, neither did I. I had to Google it to make sure I was even pronouncing it right. Auteur. A filmmaker whose personal influence and artistic control over a movie are so great that the filmmaker is regarded as the author of the movie. New word for me, maybe a new word for you. Either way, this quote definitely confirms that if James Gunn is ready for Chris Pratt to join the DC Universe, that he's answering the call. He has zero doubts in that when he says, "One of my best friends, if he calls, I'm answering." And Chris Pratt is a busy guy these days. He's in a lot of different movies. He's voicing a lot of characters. He's showing up in action movies. He's showing up in goofy comedies. He's Chris Pratt and Star-Lord, who hopefully, after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, we will still see in the MCU. But with that being said, I think it's important to recall that James Gunn already said he would be reaching out to them, and Chris Pratt has now said that he is ready for that call. Who would he play in the DCU? Well, honestly, it could be anybody. I could see him playing a very good Green Lantern, or I could see him playing a very interesting Shazam. There are a lot of options for Chris Pratt. He's a very versatile and capable actor. James Gunn obviously loves and trusts him. So he says, whatever the fans tell me to play, I'll be willing to do. And he says he's waiting for James Gunn to give him a call. I am, for the first time since I've been a YouTuber excited for the future of DC. I've been excited for projects. I was excited for the Batman. I was excited for Black Adam. Sometimes I'm let down, sometimes I'm not. But I am excited for the overall future of the DC universe in the upcoming years. Supposedly, we're going to be hearing about a Superman casting very soon. Word on the street from a few insiders is that they're very close to finalizing the role of Superman. James Gunn has been writing this and is prepared for it. We're expecting a younger Clark Kent. Some of these insiders are saying it's going to be kind of a nerdy Clark Kent, which makes me wonder who they're picking. All the same, I'm excited, and we will be covering a lot of the new DCU here on the channel. So subscribe, turn on that notification bell, comment down below. Let me know what you think about Chris Pratt joining the DC Universe, who you'd like to see him play, and of course, don't forget to like the video. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.